Hello everyone, welcome back to Riven. Last time we solved the Moiety puzzle. Don't look if you don't want spoilers. If this is your first exposure to my Riven playthrough, don't start here. This is part 4. And it may be the finale. We may be about to finish the game. If I remember the original game, there's about 1 episode's worth of material left. Now in the original game, when we went to this world, we couldn't walk around at all. We were just put into one room, and then that was the whole thing. But in this version, we've been able to go around to places that we've never been able to go to before, such as the village, and we may be able to go in this world. I would like to. I'd be excited to. Isn't it supposed to show that over the full screen? Or am I not? No. I didn't enter it properly. Do we have to touch this part of it? Have I not solved the puzzle yet? What's up? Why can't I go? This is awkward. Can I, like, move this thing off of it? Do I have to cover it over again? I'm clicking all over it. Oh, click and drag. Okay, this would make more sense in VR. There we go. I think there were some of those in Myst as well. Haven't seen a loading screen in a while. At least not in the middle of a playthrough. Hey, it's that thing. I seem to be inside the water. Or, nope. It's just very dark here. Am I frozen? Nope, I can walk. Oh man, it's so cool. Gotta line that up for a screenshot. Hey, we're actually moving. We didn't get stunned immediately. You want me to give you a thing? Oh, nope, never mind. Can I move? Can I dodge? That guy is scared. They're taking us to the place. Oh, I can look around. Anything to see? There's the opening. Is that glacier? Like, is it cold or is it just white rock? I wanted to look the other way. So far this world is the same as the original game. People are, of course, suspicious of the intruder because this is a safe haven they made for themselves and really want to keep it a secret. I think even this might be something that Catherine wrote. There's like 2 doors over there. Maybe we can go out. Achievement, of course. This place is called Tay, apparently. Can I knock? Just stay here and wait. It reset me? What just happened? Oh. What's up? We recovered your books, and we understand your plan. I wish you could understand what I say. Very sorry for knocking you out. Also, you can't leave. Alright, so we get our books back. And it seems like we still may not be able to leave, although... Oh, look through there. Hey, we can! Yeah! What's up? Thank you very much. You look like you belong in Star Wars. We get to walk around. I'm so excited, guys! Look at this! Look at all those daggers. I think this world was made by Catherine. I know from Myst 4. What's up? No dialogue? Can't go in. Myst 4, she definitely could write worlds. And I think it was suggested that she... in Myst 4 that she created the worlds. Because I think the difference... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the difference in philosophy between Atris and Gen about creating versus discovering worlds was added to this version of the game. It was not in the original, and was just kind of assumed throughout the first, even like 5 games, maybe not Uru and 5, but at least through the first 4, that the Dunny were created. No, because I remember Atris saying, teaching Isha that she wasn't creating worlds. It still seems weird to me though, because like, wouldn't you know? Like, what if you try to write a world that doesn't exist? Then it would just like not let you do it. And there'd have to be a way to know. Alright, well I got some more stuff. Now we've got 2 more books. This one is the book, the link back to Dunny, which is fake. And then we've got this one, which is Atris's, which I've already read. Pardon me, villagers, don't mind if I just read this standing out here. And here's Catherine's journal, which again is in cursive, which I still can't read, although it does look like it's better quality than the original. So let's see if it's all the same or if anything has changed. Alright, we're going to spend the next 20 minutes reading. I write quickly from my prison. Along with this journal, I've instructed Nela to return the book that the moiety intercepted upon your arrival. After questioning her, I've concluded that it was written by Atris for a very specific purpose. Gen will wish to use it, though he will undoubtedly be suspicious. Alright, so Catherine explained it to her people, and now everybody is in on the plan. Once he is out of the way, you will still need the combination to release me. I'm told he keeps it somewhere in his outpost on 233. Did I say 233 or did I say 238? I think I said 233. I think I got it right. Then I assume we're to signal Atris. I think I know how it might be done, but don't attempt it before I'm released. It has been 1 week since I linked to Riven, and I'm still reeling from the changes I've witnessed. Even before my eyes could adjust, the smell of my homeland embraced me. The sweet salt air was instantly familiar, but the scene that soon resolved was not. As I stood there, struggling to make sense of what I was seeing, a violent clang sounded, and bars. Oh yes, bars. Bars appeared before me. It was then that I must have been darted, for my memory after is cloudy. A Rivenese man, shabbily dressed in militaristic attire, was shouting something at me. He seemed to be attempting to speak Dunny, but his grasp of the language was so poor that I could not make out his words. And then the world went dark. Many voices... Voices? That does say voices. Many voices passed until at last I awoke to a familiar face. Etty! After all this time, she is still as warm and kind as ever. And yet these years have clearly wounded her, as they've wounded everyone whose world became a prison when Gen was trapped here. Everything is tinged with pain and loss, even Etty's bright smile, though she does her best to hide it. A desperate urgency squelched by unuttered fears seethes beneath her cordial veneer. I guess another way to know whether you've created or discovered a world is if there are already people there with history, because that doesn't just pop out of nowhere. When Atris and I left Gen here all those years ago, I was haunted by visions of what had become of my people and how they might have come to suffer under his rule. But the injustices I imagined were nothing compared to the atrocities that have actually come to pass. The following is a chronicle of what I have learned, a record of all that has happened should I no longer be here to tell it. We've got some diagrams of sun and maybe some people standing. It's kind of abstract, and maybe you see something different. The moiety. It seems the confrontation that led to Gen's entrapment on Riven was witnessed by some of the Rivenese, but their interpretation of the event was skewed, no doubt due to Gen's overinflated view of himself. Atris and I had hoped that stripping him of his ability to link to other worlds might lead people to conclude that his claims of godhood were false, but it appears the opposite has come to pass. If Gen was a god, and we had vanquished him, then we must be greater gods. It was then assumed that my absence was only temporary and that I would surely return one day to set the world right again. Thus, the moiety, the name they adopted after Gen's disparaging use of the term, were born, sworn enemies of Gen and devotees of me. I had no inkling of this misconception about myself until 2 days ago, though in hindsight it makes perfect sense given the way I've been treated. For their part, they naturally assumed an omniscient deity might be well aware of their own divine status, so there was no need to inform me. I only finally pieced it together during a recent underground gathering where they reenacted their version of the story of my life, a riveting tale that culminated with the confrontation between Atris, myself, and Gen at the edge of the fissure. The events had been exaggerated to such grandiose proportions that I found it hard at times to suspend my laughter. And yet, this myth has also given them the courage to stand against Gen, and the hope that they might someday be delivered from the relentless inhumanities of his authoritarian rule. Even so, the fact that I am the one who has been cast as their savior, an omnipotent being who would one day return to Riven, overthrow Gen, and lead them to a new paradise, is deeply unsettling. I would do anything to free my people from this hellish existence, but I am not who they think I am. How, though, can I dissuade them from this notion without also crushing their hopes? Yeah, that is really a conundrum. It's like, oh, they think that you're a god and you're gonna do all these god things, but then you actually can, but it's not because you're a god. It's because you've just traveled and seen how things work. As Gen's power grew, so did the moiety, and in order to evade his persecution, for he would wipe them all out in an instant if he could, they had to become more and more adept at concealing themselves. They made use of a network of caves that so far he had failed to discover. But I fear it is only a matter of time before they found out. Yeah, and Riven is a very small place. Yeah, and if you haven't figured out the combination yet, here's the combination. This is that the blue passageway with the glowing things, glowing sticks. Further jeopardizing their existence is the fact that the moiety absolutely refuse to sever their ties with those who have sided with Gen. The two factions thus live together in surprising harmony, their overarching sense of cultural unity appearing to outweigh the schism, at least for now. Well, that's nice. I heard today that Father and Enant might be the name, were inducted into Gen's labor force. I longed to see them, but a dimness shrouded Etty's face so abruptly when I asked of them that it left me hesitant to press the matter further. I must know the truth eventually, but I fear the news will not be good. From the moment of their inception, the Moiety have sought to disrupt Gen's plans at every turn, sabotaging his constructions, stealing from his precious stockpiles, and keeping an ever-watchful eye on his every move. They showed themselves with dark coverings and delight in the fact that their enemies are often frightened by their wraith-like appearance, and their almost preternatural ability to wreak havoc without detection or consequence. It was in the course of one of these forays that I was fortuitously rescued when I first linked to Riven. Okay, I get that sentence. I shudder to think what might have become of me had that scout not been there to intervene. Yeah, me too. Gen will certainly be hunting for me now, no doubt. Furious at his guard's failure to detain me, he must be even angrier, though, at the loss of his linking book than he surely assumes I brought with me. Oh, I see that sentence too. That I was deceived into linking into Riven without a way back is a bitter yet fortunate fact, for it may well have meant the death of us all had a path back to Dunny fallen into his destructive hands. Oh yeah, so why did Catherine go to Riven? I don't remember the reason. I don't know if we find out in this game. When he finally discovers that I came here empty-handed, he'll be angrier still. That is some consolation, at least. Maybe she thought there just was a linking book here. I have glimpsed the final breath of a dying age. A tiny blade cuts the void, the white hole divided, again and again, dipped in black. The nib dries red. The art of genocide. ATADTT. I don't remember this being in the original, and so I'm looking at this it might be some kind of code or something. I'll have to make a note of that. I can take a picture. All right. Today I ventured above ground to see for myself what has become of the island. I hoped it wouldn't be as bad as the Moiety had reported. It was worse. Having lived with it for so long, the Rivenese have become inured. That is a real word, isn't it? To the steady decay around them. But I was devastated. As we wound our way through the underbrush, I found myself once again breathing in my youth. The ocean air transporting me back in a matter of seconds. But as my eyes again took hold of the warmth of those memories vanished, and I was left with nothing but numbness. We had reached a bluff that had not been there the last time I visited my home. Riven, which was once one island, has split into 5 distinct pieces that have since drifted apart at an astonishing rate. Now, that is kind of crazy. And it'd be interesting to see, because we see the cables running between them. Also, some of them have just steel pipes running between them. So all that stuff's gonna break if they keep drifting apart. Maybe some of the stuff, like the rail cars, maybe that is flexible enough that it can just extend. But that one to Prison Island did in fact break. 4 of these have been claimed by Gen as his exclusive domain. Only those who have sworn their loyalty to him are even allowed to access them. From my vantage point at the edge of the trees, I could see 3 of them, now blighted with Gen's monumental constructions. These islands are closely guarded and pose great personal risk to the Moiety, though that hasn't kept them from doing whatever they can to thwart Gen's endeavors there. Yeah, so all these structures, we've seen the structures. The 4th island I could not see, as it has crept away to some distance and now lies concealed by fog. The Moiety said that Gen originally governed from this small island, living and working in a protected space he built for himself atop the stump that remains where the great tree used to stand. Oh no, right! It was a giant stump! It's gone now! I didn't even notice that in the original game, and I barely noticed it in this game. I noticed the wood, but I didn't realize that, oh, there's no tree. The only surviving forest is located here on the largest island where the village also remains. The island was ostensibly intended to be the province of the people, but it too has been irrevocably marred by Gen's oppressive intrusions. Okay, reading this is hard. Words fall, brittle brown leaves, masquerading as green, should never have held. Lives both bloomed and as yet unseeded. Another picture taken. What? Okay, is the first? So this is the forest. Is the other one? Just those. No other picture. Well, this is on the background from here. That doesn't correspond with a specific island, though. I don't think. I feel nothing today. Is that part of the poem? No, I don't think so. Alright. I am an outcast among outcasts, the diaspora of a dying world. Despite my repeated protestations, the Moiety continue to treat me differently, their desperate need precluding any dissuasion from the belief that I am some sort of messiah come to save them. They misconstrue my every move as a validation of their faith, whispering of how I walked the island, bold and unafraid, mistaking my outrage at the island's devastation for bravery. But I am afraid, for I know something that the Moiety do not, their underlying reason for the island's accelerated decay. Gen wrote this world, and so it will fail, as all of Gen's ages ultimately fail. I must make the Moiety understand this, but I cannot talk to Eti. There were brief moments soon after my arrival when my divine status was forgotten, and I was simply Katran again, but they are almost non-existent now. That's right, her name was originally Katran, but then she met Atris, and they got married, and with him, her name kind of evolved into Catherine. But they are almost non-existent now. There is one person, however, who seems immune to these fallacious notions, Nella. Her gaze has never faltered whenever I've dared hint at the uncomfortable truth. I feel I could trust her to bear the full blunt of it. Gen is making books! How did I not know this until now? Atris and I knew he would likely attempt it as he adopted the paranoid practice of writing all the necessary materials into his ages. He's been exploiting the natural resources and the people of Riven as fodder for his mad pursuit to further his colonialist ideals. Thankfully, it sounds as if he has not yet succeeded. As painful as it's been, the fact that I've returned to Riven at this crucial juncture is fortuitous. The age is crumbling, my people are suffering, and if Gen succeeds in securing his freedom, other worlds will suffer the same. The Moiety are looking to me. I may only be mortal, but I have to do something. Alright, we see a diagram. These sketches might actually be important to us now, because in the original game, I don't think the telescope actually went in. It was different. So there's a split, and there's a something, and there's a steam pressure release. Oh, this is the forklift thing. Yeah, this is new. Let's take a screenshot of that. It's been a long time since that last entry. There's much to tell. It was hard to recognize, but I found the Star Fissure. It is located on what Gen refers to as his Temple Island, though the Moiety prefer to use the Rivenese word Alapo, which means water pool. They've thus taken to referring to the void itself as Alatuan, pool of stars. It is the very fissure that allowed Atris and me to escape this age without leaving a linking book behind us, though it has since been sealed with a skin of heavy iron. Several derelict devices from that time remain mounted to its surface, including a hatch with a windowed viewpoint, a large telescope, and the mechanical lift that was used to install it, the combination to which was acquired by the Moiety long ago. Aha! It's the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that doesn't make sense, because the buttons aren't labeled, are they? Or maybe they are, I don't remember. So there are 10 symbols here. That may mean 10 inputs, or that may be order of buttons to press. It cannot mean 10 inputs, because this is 1, and this is also 1. And then these two are the same, they're 7s. In the early days, the Moiety briefly considered reopening the fissure. Thankfully, they decided against it. Had they attempted it back then, the results might well have been catastrophic. Were they to do so today, it would certainly mean the end of Riven. I am told that in the days immediately following Gen's confinement on Riven, he attempted to determine the feasibility of navigating the stars beneath the fissure, for he had seen the Myst book fall from Atris's hands into that very same space. To this end, he sacrificed several poor souls, alleged transgressors of the law, by throwing them into the hatch so he could observe their fate. It is said that they did not die, but what became of them remains a mystery. Ooh, hints for sequels? New Myst games in the works? And that original fissure is no longer alone. New ruptures have appeared in recent years at various locations around the islands. In some instances, the Moiety were able to glimpse the breaches before Gen and his minions moved in to contain them. Their descriptions support my suspicion that the forces that are tearing Riven apart are more than merely geological. More troubling, however, is that Gen is not simply containing these rifts, but is somehow using them to travel between the islands, and that he has also reportedly derived a way to harvest the energies from the expanse for some yet unknown purpose. How like him to wantonly exploit, for his own selfish gain, that which he does not understand. The star field beneath the fissure is not as it seems. It is a gentle space, as hospitable to life as a flowing river. That is how Atris described his brief time within the expanse before he linked out, leaving his Myst book adrift within it. He was never able to conclude upon its nature, but I cannot help but feel that there must be some greater pneuma behind it. That's a word I gotta look up. Wait, it's like breath of life, right? Pneuma? So it's like suggesting there's some kind of life force. Maybe instinct, maybe sleeping god, instinctive god type of thing, allowing the starfisher to be breathable. Something I should have mentioned earlier. One of the colossal blades that appeared in the course of our escape from Riven, the great dagger that stands at one end of the fissure, has been adopted by the Moiety as the emblem of their struggle. So maybe Catherine didn't write that, maybe Atris wrote that. They have their own explanation as how it came to be, of course, but their choice is more apt than they know, as that dagger, along with the other blades, was a manifestation of my rage at the desecration that Gen had already wrought upon my world. I haven't told the Moiety that I wrote it into this age. Oh, there you go. As I fear that would only fuel their overestimation of me. But I can't deny it pleases me to have inadvertently provided them with such a fitting symbol for their cause. So here we see Catherine initially, like, pushing away. Maybe she's going through the stages of grief. I don't know, I have to think more about that. But she's, like, pushing away and denying her role as their messiah. And then she had, like, a depressive phase. And now she seems to, although she doesn't encourage it, she seems to kind of accept that that's just how they see her now. And so she's had to, like, wrestle and resolve this tension, this moral tension of her own values of just wanting to be Katarn and living with her people, versus the role that her circumstances have thrust her into, which seems to be that of a hero or a god, which is something that is very dangerous for anyone to assume. But you know, if the world puts you in that place, you get responsibilities with that. And so part of it is, do you say no to your responsibilities do you cling to your value that, no, I am not a divine figure, I'm just one of you, when that could mean like running away from some responsibilities that have come upon you due to this turn of events? Or do you, and if you take those responsibilities, how careful do you have to be to not let it go to your head and try to assert dominance once your responsibilities are fulfilled? I digress. My limited encounters with Gen's followers have been discouraging. Whenever I've attempted to engage them, they've fled from me. I heard an interesting tale from the moiety about last night, which may help to explain this. Soon after we trapped Gen on Riven, he claimed that it was he who had been responsible for the Great Blades, summoning them as preemptively punitive reminders of the obeisance he expected. In the village circles, it is told that this act marked the beginning of a period of restitution, at the end of which, provided they have proven their devotion to him, they would be delivered into a new and better existence. And then "if I can" is crossed out. Because she was gonna say, "if I can, I will continue." But she's like, "Nope, I resolve. I will continue my attempts to intervene on their behalf. The cage has finally failed. Gen is free." My sources have confirmed that Gen has managed to create a functional linking book. In fact, he had done so before my arrival, but kept this accomplishment so well hidden that only his closest acolytes were aware of it. In keeping with his callous regard for the worlds he creates, he has simply named his age 233. So creates is in quotes, which suggests that maybe Catherine shares Atris's philosophy, but then in her previous pages, it suggested that she believes the worlds are created. So maybe this was added to this version of the game, and there just wasn't sufficient proofreading to eliminate all the references, and so it creates this kind of contradiction. It is not yet known whether he has written others. I've also just learned that years ago a moiety scout managed to steal a book that was an early failure that Gen had intended to destroy. It was largely complete but did not work. I wasn't told about it until now because they thought it was useless. Gen struggled for decades, but he could never get a conventional linking book to work. Then one day he began construction on a cumbersome mechanical solution, a complex array of devices designed to harness the energies of the starry expanse and use them to suppress his books. That is the right word. Suppress his book's inherent flaws. She didn't put an apostrophe. The design phase was chaotic and often dangerous. The moiety tell of tremendous explosions as Gen sought to contain and wield the forces that he knew little to nothing about. But he is nothing if not determined, and eventually he was able to use this enormous crutch to link back to another age. I can't deny his brilliance, but it's an abominable solution, brutish and overwrought, and all but entirely unnecessary. I've studied the partially burned book that the moiety took from him. Although he sought retribution from the affront, he appears to have been otherwise untroubled by the theft, no doubt assuming the book would be useless in the moiety's hands. But I could see what they could not. The book may yet be salvageable. The age the book describes is wholly unsuitable as a home for the moiety, but I think it can be modified. I will dream. I have nearly finished writing the moiety's age. The world, as described, is harsher and more desolate than they are used to, but they should be able to sustain themselves there. But we'll need a second book. Gen has been spending most of his time on 233 lately, so the danger is less. but getting into his lab will still be difficult. The coming collapse weighs the air, blurring my vision both day and night. We must act soon. Placing the dagger there. So maybe instead of the telescope, maybe it's going to be something with the dagger. Success! We have secured a second book, though I worry now that Gen will miss it and deduce our plans before we're ready. The descriptive book I prepared as a refuge for the rebels is useless unless I can find a way to correct its inherent flaws. So there's a second book. Is that a second world, or is it another book to this world? Gen's massive machine mainly functions to manipulate the energy within the expanse. It serves its purpose, but its excess seems unwarranted. The Rivenese have long used crystalline substrates as an elegant means to manipulate light, if I could just find the right material. Last night's dreams have delivered me a perilous plan. I will write this substance into the new moiety age. Alright, we're talking about the thing that we use to cover the book and get here. If we could temporarily access Gen's apparatus, we could use our own book to link to this new age and search for the crystal. Someone would then have to carry the book back to safety once the link was made. If it fell into Gen's hands, all would be lost. When Gen links to 233, one of his acolytes always remains to shut down the device. We'll have to get to him before he can do so. Oh, interesting. I'm looking here to see if there's might be puzzle solutions, but I don't think so. Yeah, this isn't really a solution. I'm going to take a picture anyway. Which means we'll only have one chance before they're alerted to our presence. Everything is ready. I have written the material into the new age, and I have prepared the second linking book as a return path to Riven. Of course, it too suffers the same deficiencies as all of Gen's books, so it won't work unless it's augmented. The linking book to Riven. Once I'm in the new age, I'll have to locate the crystal and adapt it to heal the gateway image, which should render the book functional. I can then use the second linking book to return to Riven with the move of this material. Not sure I understand that in the sentence. It's likely, but if it all goes well, the moiety and any others we can convince to join them will finally have an escape. Also, that's what our eyepiece is made of, or our lens, I should say. It's not an eyepiece, it's bigger than that. I can't help but laugh at the absurdity of this plan. I sound like Atris. Should I fail to return, it will likely mean the end of my life, but my only real fear is for my people. Everyone assures me they have complete faith that I will accomplish my task and lead them to a better world. That's the fulfillment of the prophecy, after all. But underneath, they are just as tense and fearful as I am. What will become of them if I do not return? Will they perish here on Riven, or attempt to follow me through this new book to an unknown fate? I don't know what to tell them. Against all odds, it is done! We have already evacuated most of our members to this new age, which the moiety have named Te. The world is more beautiful than I'd anticipated, so I am pleased. The Rivenese have been liberated at last. They stand beneath the open sky, unafraid, dazzled by their freedom. They are happy. But there's still much to be done. The age is still vulnerable. The only way to completely protect it from Gen is to destroy the books once everyone is safely in Te. I'm hesitant to bring this up with the moiety until they've had a chance to acclimate themselves to their new world, as it would mean they would be forever exiled from the one home they've ever known. Nor am I eager to sever my own connection and my only path back to my life and family on Myst. But for the greater good, it must be done. For the moment, we're safe, but our activities could arouse Gen's suspicions at any moment. We cannot delay. I will return to Riven tomorrow to resume my attempts to persuade the remaining holdouts to join the others in Te. For now, though, I must rest. Alright, so this is Tay. We are inside the giant mushroom tree thing, it looks like. And, where did we come from? It seems... maybe we came from here. I'm just going... I guess I should have gone the other way if I think... Yeah. We came from this way. Alright, so... Catherine's plan was much crazier in this game than it was in the original. In the original, they just had a book that worked, I think. Nice spiral staircase. But then this world... So I thought from the beginning that this world was also written by Gen, so it's not good. It is really nice to just be able to walk around here, even if there's nothing to do here and it's just a straight path. It's cool. Elevator? Hello. Oh, we have to take it. You just get to see what your new world is like. It's beautiful. I love it. I love what you've done with it too. Not even gonna look at me? Alright. So that was nice. We got to walk around in here, even if there were no puzzles. I do kind of wish there were puzzles, but story-wise, that wouldn't really make sense, would it? Yeah, so that was definitely just put in because they're like, wouldn't it be cool to walk around in here? Because these people definitely could have just taken this book and handed it to us up in our cell. They're like, no, we want to show you this place. Cool. So yeah, I wonder if... What do I wonder? I'm just saying stuff. So yeah, if that world was also written by Gen, then it's also going to be unstable. So that seems to be a little bit of a plot hole, unless Catherine was able to stabilize it somehow, but she didn't make any mention of actually writing in it. Maybe it's a temporary home, and they're gonna link, like, maybe Atris will, like, link there, and then provide them a link to another age that's better. Alright, we have one puzzle left to go. That puzzle being how to link to Gen and capture him. Alright, so we probably have all the information we need. It is now time to go back to the Golden Dome and see if we can play around with this stuff and get some results. I will see you when I'm there. Alright, here we are. We are... Oh, hey, oh, I thought it was a person standing here. It is not. It is the book. So this is 233. It's blank, of course, because we haven't powered it. Now, the power comes from these places. So that each of these shows a symbol, and we have to input the correct something. This one has no symbol, but we know what symbol it is. Alright, so we can figure out this puzzle based on the symbols, one for each island, and we may have to go in and out of the Starfisher to solve it. Somewhere there should be a way to input some amount of power. And we need to get the fire marbles charged up and thrown into here, I guess, to charge up the stand. So I have not found the controls for this yet, except for a little bit inside the fissure. And getting there is going to be a little bit obnoxious because we have to go through this thing again, and it is this way. There's no quick way of getting between the Golden Dome and that spinning dome. I'm going to look around a little bit though to see if maybe we can find some controls. I don't think there are any controls around here. In the original game, there was an elevator around here, but I think that's gone now. Also, the idea of getting up top by raising this walkway doesn't make as much sense, because now, as far as we know, there's no way to get over to this side when it is up. In the original game, you could go around back to a different island, but of course that bridge doesn't exist in this one. Unless we're guaranteed to get a bad end because we did it wrong, of course. Let's look up there. There's the sliders. Okay. So, we do need to get up there somehow. Maybe there's a lever I just missed somewhere. Is this a button? 4 things are lit up. Maybe that means I have inserted 4. I know. I see. I've inserted 4 fire marbles. Okay, maybe I just need to go in and get the 5th one. So I've got open eye, circle dot, vertical line, horizontal line, and line open. I just need dot, like open eye. And that one is the prison island. I need to get the prison island one. And then somehow I need to get up there. Maybe it'll open once we get the prison island fire marble. So let's make our way and turn this thing around. How you guys doing today? Ready to wait through 3 of these? I suppose it might be faster to go into the menu and choose which one? Graphics? No. Interface? No. One of these. There's a way to skip the animation somehow, and I found it once, just can't find it now. Alright, so what do you guys think of hot dogs? I don't know. People are supposed to come up with questions, things to talk about while this is happening, right? I liked hot dogs when I was a kid because they tasted good. Now I haven't eaten a hot dog in years. That's not true. I had one at a party a little while ago. But mostly I don't eat hot dogs. Because when I'm buying food for myself, I want to buy healthy stuff. Right? It's like, why go out of my way to spend money on stuff that's going to harm me, right? Right, I had a moment of panic. I was like, did I have to do this from inside? Which one is it? It's the open eye. Damn. Just seeing through there. Pressure plate, let's go. That's dangerous. Just this big thing of metal just slicing open and closed. But it is Gen. He's not known for being safety oriented. Okay, I need to call it. How long is it going to take? So it really wants to come here upside down, doesn't it? I'm sure they could have programmed an optimization thing into here to get here the fastest way. Yeah, just like have a simulation of it that takes a microsecond and then test it against a number of possibilities. So we want to go to Open Eye, which is over here. Roll that. Let's turn this way. I think it was over here. There we are. Let's go. For a moment I thought we'd gotten on upside down. Here we are. I just didn't do this. Guess we only need one of each too. Unless we mess up the puzzle. Go. Charge me up. Right. That's where the symbol was. It was in here. And now the symbol should show up in that other plate. Ooh, the music changed. Ah. It knows we're about to do something. I like it. Or at least we know we've powered up all the fire marbles. We haven't really solved anything yet. We have all the clues. I wonder if that music plays anytime you fire up all the fire marbles, or if you have to have read the journal and found all the clues too. I've gone to the under ocean scope place. The lights. Yeah, and as I said at the beginning, I do remember all of the big important. This is the wrong way. Right here. No! Shucks. This didn't let me die. I do remember all the huge puzzles from the original Riven. And so I do remember that now we're going to do a color puzzle. Apparently, it's not going to be a map puzzle this time, which is nice. Wish there was another way to get back. 3, 2, 1, go. I miss? How am I missing? That's the one, right? Is it vertical? Was vertical. Huh. I gotta keep that in mind when I'm looking at the clues. But I totally forgot. Because when I was looking at the color clues for the first time, I thought it was horizontal. I probably have the wrong color in mind. Then again, that slider thing we saw only has 5 colors, so it's not gonna be any big deal. Original game, it was 6 marbles, and the puzzle had you only place 5 of them. And also you had to guess at one of them, because it didn't show you all the colors. Just being hypnotized by the symbol, don't know about you. It's a Mario time! Why? Because I have to say something. Can't just play in silence. No, that would not do. Okay, can I guess the correct direction? First try. This way. No. Man, this rotation is counterintuitive to me. It's like, rotating this way, I associate with right. It's like driving, right? This way is right, this way is left. So having it be the opposite is disorienting. Question of the day, how many of you drive? Are any of you watching this too young to drive? it does tell me the age range of my audience. And most of you guys are, like, slightly younger than me, but just by, like, a couple years. There's, like, a very small percentage that's 65 plus. I think that might occasionally be my parents who pop on every now and then. Or maybe some of my, my older friends who... Why is this not blind? Somebody was here! Occasionally I will mention my channel among my friends, among people I'm spending time with. And some of those people are older. Because, like, I'm not embarrassed about the channel or anything. It's like a thing I do. Might have to go 5 around. It says weird that this was in a different orientation. I think something didn't save correctly. So we had 2 more. Wait. If we go in here, can we do this faster? No, that'd be 3. Shucks. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to get to the end faster. Just for fun, because why not? There's time to burn, right? There we go. If we got into that one, it would have taken us to the one over here, which is useless to us. So this is probably going to end up being the shortest of the videos, just because we're right here at the end. Unless there's more puzzles that we don't know about. That reading Catherine's journal, though, that took a long time. We're back! We're back, and we've done all of them. Now we have to find a way to get up there and change that. There may just be a lever somewhere I missed. Is this connected to anything? So that pipe is connected down there. But it's not connected here. Is there anything we can find that is connected to this bridge? There's a stone that's a weird texture. Looks like maybe this and that didn't match up, so they jammed something in between. Now, what can we do? What can we chain? Can we get up there? Is there... I mean, does it look like it can lift up? Not really. Looks kind of bolted on. I mean, we just need to find a way, right? We've got all the things. Is this a button now? There we go. Okay, this be new. Watch the thing. It's kind of like a roulette. Okay, it's giving us the balls. Giving us the charged fire marbles. Alright, now we're on an elevator. Cool. I figured it out. We can probably walk over there. Now we can walk around. See if there's anything to find up here. It's just very golden. Is it gold or is it gold paint? Kind of hard to tell. This discoloration looks like it might be something else showing through, but it also might just be light reflecting from a different angle. Ah. And I still can't get over that the bridge collapsed in this game. What is that? It looks like it might be a fisher, but it almost looks more like an airplane. Maybe it's a graphical thing. Like the edge of the ocean, and then after that is a skybox. There's probably nothing to find up here. Might as well walk around just in case. That's how we solve the thing. Yep, and nothing over here either. Alright. So, we need to look at our notebook. And we need to find the symbols and the colors. So this one is red. I'm gonna write that down. Okay, go to the next one. How do I get to the next one? I have to press back before I can go out. What am I highlighting? It's hard to tell. This one is yellow. That's just this horizontal line, right? Kinda hard to tell. Isn't there a way to make this full screen? Alright, now the next one. Wait, is this the same picture? Is this the same? What's different? I don't see it. Did I take two of the same picture? Go back, please. Escape. Awkward. Vertical eye, that's Prison Island. It is blue. Okay, vertical line is broken. Is that all of them? Red, orange, yellow, yellow. No, is this green? That's green. Alright, so which one is this? That is... What even is that? I can't tell! It's between here and there, so it'd be circle dot. Which that looks like circle dot, and so does that, but they're not. Come on, get out of here. Let me out. Come on, I'm pressing all the things. Please, quit. Escape. Escape. Let me out. Ah! It froze. There we go. Weird. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these two are the same color. It does look kind of orange from this perspective. That's a horizontal line, and then this one is also a horizontal line. No. Why is it so hard to tell what it is? They all look the same. What is wrong with this? Why do these all look the same? This makes no sense. I don't understand. Okay, so if I Alt-Tab from the game, I can escape out of the full screen. Why is this so weird? It's very clear in this one. Alright, so that one is clearly the open line. This one must be the closed line. I have 5 of them written down. Which one do I not have written down? Oh, I don't have this one written down. So that must be the other one. That's nothing. Alright, that was an ordeal. So, what do we want to do? There's we want to put these somewhere, I think. Oh no, we want to go down to the slider. How do we get there? We're going down. But that's not right. Go back up. So, and this is one of the Myst things. Figure out how the machinery works. What does this do? right. Oh, here we go. Ah, it's the map puzzle. Whoa, that's in my face. So now we put the balls where they were. I've got the map solution memorized. So let's go back and review that picture real quick. Nope. Notebook. Here's our map. So Prison Island is here. Then it's... No, that's not Prison Island. This is the L. This is Map Island. Then we have Jungle Island. We have Prison Island over here. No, this picture is wrong. It's up here. This is the solution. We got Prison Island here. We got Jungle Island here. Map Island. Volcano Island is not an atoll. Atolls are completely underwater except for coral that grows around. It is just a straight up volcano. And then this one is Temple Island. Alright, so now I have to remember which symbol is which. So back to here we go. We've got open eye temple. We've got flat line. Which one is that? Can't remember which island that is. Process of elimination. We've got vertical line volcano. We've got vertical eye prison. We've got cat's eye jungle. So then this one must be map. All right, so we've got all those. Now it's time to draw this grid and remember everything from it. So the combination, which I do still remember, at least I think I remember. So it's, no, it's not the top left two, because that would be the same one. So I wrote something wrong in my notes. It is those two, and then I thought it was the middle two, but it must not be. Oh man, am I gonna have to go back here and solve it again to get another screenshot? It's like 2 on the bottom, right? So then it's gotta be the second column. But that doesn't look right. Oh, what am I thinking? The prison island is top right. That doesn't look right. I feel like I gotta go back, guys. I gotta go all the way back to Map Island so I can see this combination, because I didn't write it down because I thought that I was done with it. Dang it, why would I think I was done with it? You had to use it in the original. Of course you have to use it here. See you soon. Okay, here we are. I went through the Starfisher to find this, and oh, I was wrong, so I'm glad I came back here and checked. Let's take a picture of that and draw it differently. Alright, image has been taken and drawn. Here is a picture of my notes. So that is what we got, what we need to solve this puzzle. Time to go back. Alright, we are back. We've got all of our notes. We've got the map drawn. We've got the colors labeled. Purple is the last one. Is the one that is different. Alright, so top left corner we have the light that didn't work, which is purple. Top right -1 we have a green. Then we have a blue for Prison Island. Then we have a red right here and a yellow right there. That should be it. And in the original Riven, each of these dots was a 5x5 grid. Yeah. So it was a 25x25 grid that you had to put the right colors in the right places. But it didn't have this thing up here. So now we have to go back into our notes and we have to look at this. So it was 9 minus 7 for, which one is that? Jungle. Okay, let's go for the largest one first, because it's the sliders. So we have, that's vertical, it is volcanic, the violet one. It is 9 plus, that is, K is 3, right? It's 9 plus 15, 16? 9 plus 16. Alright. There's 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, very top. Probably could have done that in my head, but I was a little paranoid. Next, we have Prison, which is blue at 9 plus 12. Nine plus 10 plus 11, 12. All right, there we go. It would be kind of funny if this ended up being the same combination as the original Fire Marble Domes. I don't think that's the case, though. Alright, next we have Temple Island at 9 plus 5, so 14. 9, 14. Alright, and that is yellow, yes, good. No, that... green. Which one? Temple is green. Good, good, good. Nope. Next, we have... what is it? It is... map, which is 9 minus 3. 9 minus 3. 6, of course. And the last one's 2, I think. I remember looking at it in a previous episode. 9 minus 5, 6, 7. Which is 2. Yep. Alright, so this should be good. We've got 9 plus 16, 9 plus 12, 9 plus 5, 9 minus 3, and 9 minus 7. Alright, I think we're ready, guys. This might be it. Hopefully, if it doesn't work, we don't have to go into the void and reset all the balls. Alright. We're ready to go, guys. We're ready to go. This is the big puzzle of Riven. It's just as big and just as puzzle, except not quite as crazy. I like this version better. It has taken away the super massive grid, but it added these numbers things to it. Let's go. Press it. Go. Oops. That was a mistake. Do I have to take the elevator down? No, but this is up here. I didn't get it in the wrong spot, did I? Press. Go. Do the thing. More controls down here. Did I do something wrong? Did I not get it right? Let's see if I got my symbols correct. I mean, I would have to, right? Alright, so I must have got that right. I mean, a little worried that my pictures didn't work. I mean, I should still be able to try it, right? Should still be able to be like, let's go. Press the button. Unless it's just like missing something. It's missing its button. I need to find the button and bring it here. Or maybe it just doesn't let me press it unless I've gotten it right. I've got all the colors in the right place. Now up here. So these are in the right order. Review my numbers. Okay, I've reviewed it. We've got 25, 21, the 14. Then we've got 9 minus 3 is 6. We've got 9 minus 7 is 2. Oh. That's it. I put it at 1. That's 2. 3, 4, 5. Alright, there we go. Can we do it now? There we go. This now it tells us we did it right. So if we did it wrong, we can't even activate it. Give me an achievement for this one, please. Maybe for going through to the next stage. We're doing it, guys. It's lighting up. What does that mean? I'm not sure. Now it's sparkle powering the book. We can go. We can go, guys. Cyan's World. Oh, I'm excited. Do you think getting the good ending is the same as the previous game? Or do you think they mixed it up? I think it's the same. I'm going to listen carefully. There's the achievement. I'm going to listen carefully, see if I pick up on any differences. There he is. I missed the FMVs. They'd be hard to do while you're moving around, though. What's up, bad dad?
I apologize for the cage.
The original audio again, I
this situation
think.
has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen. I assume you've heard of me.
He doesn't look as creepy as the other animated
I suspect
characters.
you have acquired some false information of who I am now.
I don't know, I read your own
my
journal.
son would have lied to you about me.
Look at those things
No,
outside.
not Adris, it's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes. I even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions.
Man, your crocodile tears are fooling no one.
30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed.
Really? I saw you fed people to the monster in the lake.
Be sure the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one.
You're smoking
I'm sorry,
toad
this
venom.
is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer.
You're talking a lot. For someone who has more than words.
Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven. Many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years. But according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the Fifth Age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has
Only
taken
one
me a
book this
long
time.
time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... well,
It's very close.
I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety. In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies.
That
Before
is
Catherine
true.
appeared, the moiety,
But sometimes
as
they're
they
not the
call
bad
themselves,
guys.
had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence.
I've seen no evidence of
Upon
them being
Catherine's
violent.
return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them.
We heard otherwise in
As far as
Catherine's
I can
journal.
tell, she's come to believe this herself.
It's like they
So
still
I've
tried
had
to be
no
peaceful
alternative.
with the people who were not
I had
moiety.
to separate her from her people. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. Although I'm sure Atris desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state. Which brings me to the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it.
Mm-hmm.
If I may. Thank you.
I'm gonna pretend that I don't want you to have it. Or I'm hesitant. You're slowly getting me to your side. Oh, looking is very slow. How far away can I look? Not far. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna go? Is he gonna do it? It looks like Dunny. I mean, so clearly when you're writing a linking book, it's like, am I gonna do it? No, it might be a trap. Clearly when you're writing a linking book, that world already exists. The question is there a different book that is writing the world, or are they all just linking
best
books?
if you went through first.
Sure, I'll show you. It's just a very fine, normal linking book. Going straight to Dunny. And definitely not a nowhere void of a one-person prison. Alright, so was this the right choice in this game too? What's up? I don't know, he looks like he might be grinning. Maybe he's not coming this time. Hi, it's fine here. Come on. Alright. Alright. Yeah, when I got here when I was a kid, I didn't understand the game at all, because I was like 10 or something. And so when he held up the book, I was like, okay, I guess I'm supposed to go through the book now. And then I got the good ending without having... Then I got here and I was like... I had no idea what was going on. So, I used the book, I was in prison, he used the book, he swapped places with me. Now can we pull it out and look at it again? This one, right? Ah, yeah. So bad end if we go in here. Back out. Alright, there'd be nothing to find in this world, except maybe Easter eggs. Alright, more fire marbles. Stuff, can we interact with any of it? It says 1. No. That's a big number. Is that a book? This might be a book. Yeah, and here's some other books. Any of you who know the language, you can read the titles. Luckily, in this game, knowing the language is not a problem. In Myst 4, you had to learn some of the letters, but you didn't have to learn the language. Don't seem to be able to interact with any of this stuff. Can I go outside? The big, big question. Hey! Haha! We can go outside this time. The loud noise. Oh, I'm so happy. But first, we're gonna go down here. Why first? I don't know. Because I feel like going down here first. There we are, the sink. Whoa, that was loud. Oh yeah, I turned the volume up so I can make sure to hear all his words to see if he said anything different. What's with that water? Looks like it's kind of like fading into a different graphic. Alright, you got running water. It says 5, just like all the others do. This is Atris's mother, I think. We can interact with it. She looks like she's talking to a baby.
Tagamem, san potegan shem, fasi.
One last memory of his wife. Yep, even very bad people are human and have relatable interests. A uniform. Is it that uniform? No, it's just pajamas or something. Alright, and then here begins latest journal. These might be his parents. This might be his wife. This man looks like a psychopath. Probably the one Gen looks up to the most. Is this a glass window? I never noticed that. I guess you wouldn't want birds coming in here. Is this a thing to open? It's just something to step on, I guess. I highlighted it. There we go. You hear that again? No? Am I stuck? Back. Okay. Is it click, whir, ding, ding, ding? Or it might just be whir, ding, ding, ding. It's hard to tell if there's a click at the beginning. There might be. I think click, whir, ding, ding, ding. Except maybe without the click. What is this rectangle here for? Ah. Is it different stuff here? To put it back in? Okay. If nothing is highlighted, it shows nothing. Oh. So if this is highlighted, it shows his wife. Alright, does that work from here? No. So I wonder if there's any other combinations. There's gotta be, right? Or else we wouldn't have access to it. Not that one. I guess I'll just go through all of them, because there's not really that many combinations. There we go. Found another one.
Now, my turn. Want to record something so always you will remember.
Who's this?
What is English for scramape?
English?
Scum from above. Your appearance should have inspired us to a better future. What does it mean for us as a people if we cannot embrace worlds outside our own? You were an angel from above. Always you will be my angel from above.
So, was that lore or Easter egg? Is that like a line from a movie or something? Or is that actually a character? English is for scum. There we go. Another one.
An angel. Your angel. An angel of death. The Denis Council knew it. They knew. If I hadn't tried to force my own ideals on your world, you would still be alive. You would still be alive. I wanted a life full of magic, full of books that bridged worlds, that lit up the darkness like stars. The possibilities were endless. It's just us now. You'll never have the life you should have had. Somehow my love and compassion, it took that. I don't know how. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Again.
So who are these people? Why does Gen have these recordings? Alright, I got an achievement for watching all of Gen's recordings, so I guess we don't have to go through the rest of these. It's nice that this one was always on for him. Wait, no it wasn't. Never mind. I guess that's all of them. Other characters. Lore. Man, it almost kind of feels like they're hinting at a revival of the series, like a reboot after Riven. I hope so. I hope so. That would be so great. Alright, we got one last thing to do here before we go outside. Numbers, numbers, numbers. I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the 5th Age, and though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared, stolen from me by the rebels. As my guards tells it, she linked into the Fisher Plateau cage just as I'd surmised, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter was that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel happened to be nearby. The damnable luck of it! He did get a good enough look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all the belongings and found no linking book on her person, a fact that I find hard to believe, but if true, makes the question of why she is returned here all the more puzzling. While I'm sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that cage has ever caught, I'm also filled with hope, as she may yet provide me with a way back to Dunny. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the 5th Age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction, but I fear that unless I am able to regain access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of resurrecting that great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I am halfway there. If not, she is trapped in the 5th Age, and I can only assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence has now forced me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. Once again, the Great Walk has demonstrated its usefulness to me. The villagers have been difficult to manage in the wake of Catherine's arrival, and their fear of this mystical beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known how truly useful the prodigious creatures would prove to be, I would have captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. I knew it! You're feeding the people to them! The search for Catherine continues. I deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything about the books. It seems that with each passing day I more sorely realize the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I presented it to them. Their minds, adapted only to the exceptionally menial tasks of village life, were incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and were thus unable to glean any of the underlying principles that are ironically so elegantly simple. It is obvious that so much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the meaning of the information I give them. That's terrible teacher logic. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the glorious future I'd planned for them, this conflict would not exist. The minds of the children, however, are much more malleable. With the proper tutelage, they have developed a more appropriate posture toward the culture that has given them their lives. At times, they take to it almost as if they had a bit of Dunny blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I'm quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future, the way that Catherine did. Oh my godness, this guy has such a superiority complex. He's like, oh, their stupidity is inborn into them. It's like, no, they're people. They're people. It's the way that they lived has shaped how they think, just like everybody's way that they lived shapes how they think. If you took a Rivenese baby and somehow isolated them from their Rivenese roots, then you could raise them like they're your own child, and they would never know the difference. They might because you would treat them differently. But all things being equal, people are generally able to just be people. There are differences between populations, of course, but you should never assume inferiority just because you have an inflated head. How foolish I was to think that she could wield such knowledge responsibly when it was quite clear that my own son could not. Atreus. Still, he remains one of the greatest disappointments of my life. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I returned for him, he had already been poisoned as to all thoughts of aiding me in my noble mission. Because why should he have aims of his own? He should serve me because he is my son and because I am me. And in fact, that is good enough reason for everyone to serve me, because I am me. What other reason do you need? Perhaps that was the only way she could soften the fact that she had been responsible for the collapse of the entire civilization. So much destruction. So many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. Something tells me it wasn't her fault. She did seem to love my father and our world, but ultimately she was an outsider whose ignorance of the Dunny became the catalyst for the demise. If I am able to rebuild our culture and in the process correct such a weakness, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that a new and stronger era of prosperity might someday come to pass. I have been increasingly beset by images from the past these last few weeks. As I stood in the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in the book, Maker's Guild, Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the Dunny world, but I cannot bear to think of him for long. It is too much. I was too young to see such things. I have I have her! Late last night, I received word that Catherine had been apprehended while attempting to persuade some of the villagers to join her. I like how some of the words are crossed out. That's realistic. And you know if you've written by hand, which you definitely have. I lost a few men in the process, but I would gladly have paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She has been imprisoned in my old office, where I've been attempting to gain some insight into the reason for her return. I've had to fight the all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows, as she has adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions, when she answers them at all, in her native tongue. Even so, she is a poor liar. I am now certain that her return to Riven was unintentional, and that she brought no linking book with her. As far as her willingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see. Yeah, I still don't quite understand why Catherine came to Riven. If it's not explained, you can tell me. Without their leader, however, they're once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atreus is bound to come for her. That is a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he attempt it? It is likely that his hesitation is due at least in part to this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back. There is no other way. It's late and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, son, and you, my wife, Keta. You are the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you flicker there in the imager, I sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant. and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. Damn these savages! I would be well advised to leave them all in the 5th Age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived on Riven with a linking book to Dunny! And once again my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. So it's the same guy. From what little I could decipher of his muddled explanation, it apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage mechanism has been damaged, but that is no matter. Everything I need is here now. Atreus is certainly behind this, but why would he send someone else in his stead, and with a linking book no less? Surely he would have guessed that I would be waiting for him. Such recklessness is unlike him. Could it be that he's had a change of heart toward me? That after all these years he has finally decided to let his poor old father go? Ha! I know all too well where his loyalties lie. He is only after one thing. Perhaps this stranger should find her. But now I need only to wait and observe. I'm beginning to think it was a mistake to allow the stranger to roam freely about the islands in their ignorant probing. They attempted to power the damaged drawbridge from Temple Island and the entire bridge collapsed. Extra text. A trivial loss at this point, but it irks me all the same. Had I not managed to free myself from that crumbling age, it would have hampered my progress severely. But again, it is no matter now. The day will come soon when I will be done with Riven forever. So this is a new day, a new entry, which suggests, I wonder if this is true. I wonder if, he's doing entries based on the player, what the player does. So I wonder if these entries are based on whether you leave and come back, or if you had done it in the same sitting, if it would just be the same entry. Disconcerting news. Last night, a group of maintainers happened upon a lone rebel scout and were able to engage him long enough to learn of a most implausible device. A crystal window supposedly capable of amending my linking books, much the way that my own remarkable system does, but with one slight advantage. We're able to engage him long enough to learn. Well, wouldn't you have to torture them? Is this suggesting they tortured him? It is small and weighs only a few pounds, making it entirely portable. If this outlandish claim is true, then the artifact in question must be something that Catherine fabricated prior to her capture, no doubt from an explicit Denis schematic she brought with her. If only I'd had access to such a document all these years. Didn't Catherine say she thought of it? Like she designed it? The portent of this revelation is deeply troubling. Some years ago, the rebels managed to abscond with a dysfunctional linking book I'd intended to destroy. The book was never recovered, but once they had sufficiently atoned for this sacrilege, I graciously decided to let the matter slide, thinking that in their inept hands it could do no harm. But if Catherine has indeed powered them with such a device, the rebels may well have linked to another age. It means that 233 is no longer safe. This cannot stand. There's more. I got an achievement for finish reading every journal. The stranger is the key to all this. Tracking their movements has given me a good idea of where this rebel linking book and the crystal may be hidden. But before I can deal with that, I must secure the linking book back to Dunny. Everything hinges upon that. Oh wait, no, Gen probably calls it Dachni, like the noble pronunciation. If I can regain access to my arsenal of resources there, I will happily leave the whole of Riven to its own dismal future. Ah, image code. Keta, Father, Anna. So, Father must have been Gen's father. And so this does confirm that the Myst universe is in fact in contact with Earth, which I really don't like, because it's a fantasy world. And I don't like when I like fantasy worlds to be separate from our world. But that's just me. What do you think about it? And then, yeah, we found all those. So if we'd done this first, we would have known. Right, is that okay? It's just a reflection. Like, did something light up and like give him an adornment? All right, guys, we get to go outside. I don't know what's outside. There weren't other image codes in the original Riven, were there? Pretty sure there weren't. This is the first I've seen of them. Who's Anna? Do we remember hearing about Anna from anywhere? Look at this. There's not going to be anything here because we've already got all the combinations and solved all the... Well, no. No, maybe the way to open the thing... There's some of these here. I guess they're from Gen's people. Roasting food in the sun. It must be hot here. Well, standing here is probably a bad idea, so let's not do it. Look at this! It's so cool! Look at the flying creatures. I bet the atmosphere here is thick and there's heavy wind. That must be what the sound is, heavy wind. Those things are like flying against the wind then. This is cool! A book? Eh? It won't work though, right? Yeah, so he's still trying to do books, but he broke it. Can I bring the thing? Can I open this? I don't see why that would be openable. Can I bring the piece from the moiety and put it on here? Yeah, it's not working. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go back to the moiety book. Wait. This wouldn't work, would it? No. That's really cool. Alright, so there's really nothing down here. It's just like a place. Look at these things. I have been struck by the geology of this world since the first time I saw it as a 10-year-old. That is amazing. I doubt anything like that could happen in real life. I mean, maybe one or two, but like a whole field of things like this? No. That is so cool. Yeah, so he tried to... Is there a number on here? Can't see that number. No, don't open. I want to look at the number. What's it called? Yeah, so it probably wouldn't work even if... Yeah. Anyway, so cool. I'm pretty sure I cannot take the tablet thing. Yeah, so if it had worked, he wouldn't have tossed it. I guess he also had to write a Riven book, though, too, right? Anything else to look at up here? I know we could at least look at the stuff. Is it a music player? Is that it? Doing this with the controller. Can I go the other way? Ah, yeah. Alright, cage is gone. That's nice. Can't turn the stove on. Can't turn the AC on. Wait, why is there a different book here? Does it not work? Look at the stuff. Alright, well I guess it's time to go back to Riven. Hello? Do we have to open this? It looks like it's open. We can just stick our hand in here and go. Is this Riven? No, it doesn't let me click it. Oh, I guess I can't go back yet. Don't want to put the cage back up. Very sad song. It's just how he feels. I mean, I should be able to get back to Riven, right? Yeah, this is a linking book. And it's smaller. Is this a button on top? Is it not working? Why is it not working? Why can't I get back? Can I, like, write the final words or something? I'm confused. And here's another book. Can't pull it out. This would be a bookshelf. So, just world building, right? Why can't I go back to Riven? Oh. There we go. We gotta turn it on. Alright, so we made a much more compact version of the thing here that only has to, you know, it just kind of works. Or maybe it's still being powered from Riven. Does that work? So which island are we going back to? That didn't look like Temple Island. It looked like Volcano Island. Ah, of course. The lab. Alright, we have two things left to do. We gotta free Catherine, and then we have to signal Atris. So, before that, I want to look one last time at the Moiety thing to see if I can snatch the cover and bring it to Gen's world. See you when I'm there. I don't know if I've ever tried this in either version of the game. Can we take this backwards? Yeah. I mean, of course it makes sense, because, like, they wouldn't have a cart that goes only one way. Yeah, you'd have to be able to go both ways, or else it'd be a big waste of resources. Just taking one last look at some gold going into the water instead of just coming out of it. Because on the other side of this tunnel, there's a rock tunnel, right? I love it. Such a cool ride. Yeah, you don't need so many of these wings here, though. Just one will keep the water out. I guess redundancy is good, but you don't need like 10 of them. You can make do with 2, 3. That was a fun ride. Yeah, and then the button to call it back. Of course you can write it back. Screech. Alright, let's go. Where are we? Yeah, the tunnel. Oh man, this was a great experience. I loved coming back here. Is this even going to be the way? Might not be the way. I don't remember exactly where the tunnel is. I mean, I loved coming back here to play Riven again. It's been a long time. And I played it many times, and I've watched other people play it many times, but this was a wonderful, fresh, new experience, and in 3D no less. I'm very happy. And then so many hints that maybe, just maybe, they may be working on future Myst games. I certainly hope so. Although I'd be happy with more games like Abduction. You know, games like it, but not set in the same universe, multiverse. Yeah, I will play Firmament as soon as whenever they finally get it out on PS4. But I have heard that Firmament is not as good. So that won't stop me from playing it. Alright, I doubt you can take this. You just slide it around. Yeah, I can't take it in my inventory. That would not make much sense. Because... oh, it's upside down. How do you turn this? So awkward, not in VR. But I am curious what will happen if we go back in. Where will we show up? Will it be the same place we started last time? Will we get to explore a little more? But of course, we can't take the thing because that would prevent the people from going back to their home, and that would be bad. Alright, anything to find here? Just, no, I thought there might be some exploration. There's another something over there. Almost looks like it's for lighting a fire, but it's a raft. There's just another entrance. So, these places around the outside, they're, maybe this is just... okay, I wonder how the spawn point is set in these worlds. Is this just like the natural spawn point, and so they had to build over to that thing? It does look pretty cool. Unfortunately, it looks like we cannot go back. So the one view we got is the only one. Alright, that was worth it. As we're making our way along this path and going these places, Gen is in our pocket, ranting and raving and cursing. She's like, "Ah, let me out, I'll feed you all your family to the marks. You will rue the day you imprisoned me here." Blah, 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 blah. And then one day, far in the future... actually, where are we going? Number 5. One day, far in the future, his book will fall into the hands of somebody, some unwary traveler, who, and he will say, "Oh, welcome, I've been trapped here in this book. Bring me the yellow pages." And then the traveler holds up a phone book and he's like, "No, no, no, not those!" How many of you guys remember phone books? And here we are, back at Prison Island. And one last look at this beautiful waterscape. By the way, the water in this game is absolutely amazing. Not quite realistic now that I look at it, but I see like 3 textures, one going left, one going right, and one going forward. And it combines together to look kind of water-like if you don't look too closely at it. But water is notoriously hard, notoriously difficult to simulate. Alright, let's see what we got here. What is it? Is that it? Did it work? Maybe it worked. I think we're in. I think we're in. It was a little confusing because it's like, where's the indication? Do we pull the lever? Do we push the button? Yo! Yo, Catherine! Okay, that was a freak out moment of the game.
Gen's people may already know what's happening. Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book? You did it. You captured Gen. We're all free.
I did. Assuming I don't put
But they're
myself
still his
back in the
followers.
book before the end of the game.
I'm not sure what they'll do once they realize he's gone. I have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible. And you go back to where you first arrived and reopen the fissure. I know it's risky, but it's the only way to signal Atris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as possible, but don't wait for me. Oh, and don't forget the combination in my journal. You'll need it.
Got it. Alright, I thought she was going to say go back to where you came from and click your heel 3 times, and then you'll be able to get back to where you came from. Slightly spooky music for a moment. I'm looking to see if there's anything to look at. Got a lot of food, plenty of fruit. And it's fresh, so they treat her as well as you can in a tiny little cage like this. Alright, let's go back. These are busted. Can you send the elevator back for me, please? Alright, so this used to be a laboratory again. So we busted the controls from this side. I hear it. And then put a cage around the outside. Or maybe the cage is already there. I mean, you don't want to accidentally step off. Here we go. We gotta go back to the Starfisher now. You know, in the original game, you went down the elevator with her. She would, like, talk to you in the elevator. And then, when you got down here, you'd see her running to the dome. Or at least, running out of sight. And then there'd be a little wait. And it's like, oh, it's enough time for her to open the dome and close it. Alright, I'll see you when I'm at the fissure. Alright, here we are, back on Temple Island. We've got one last puzzle to solve. And it may involve looking in here. Probably not. It will involve this thing. You can't interact with yet. Can we look into it? We see nothing. And it also involves the combination. Alright. So, the combination is in Catherine's journal, which we took a screenshot of. Right here. Alright, so time to translate that into Roman, I guess. Roman numerals. No. What's the 1 through 9 that we use? What is it? Latin? Latin. Alright, the numbers I got are 617-818-413-10. I wonder if this combination is randomized. Or if it's the same for everybody. They could randomize puzzle combinations now. Alright. Up to here. So we want a 6. It's 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, so it goes backward. Nope, never mind. So even if you didn't figure this out, these numbers would be pretty easy to figure out because it's just you click and go in order. Unless you think this is forward. 1 is next, 7 is next. There we go with the 7, an 8, then a 1, then another 8, then a 4, then 1, then 3, then 10. Alright, automatically got it right. Here we go. Okay, we don't want it to go that way, we want it to go this way. Alright, so it is, you hold it. I think. Is that enough, or do we need to go more? Alright, that's it. Okay, now does this close it again? Let's see. It seems to have done nothing. Of course it's done something. Now there are controls on here. Alright. So we're here at the Starfisher. Katarn did not say anything new. I can't move that because it's stuck open now. So she didn't seem to like wait for me or anything. You can hear it rushing in, so there's more than gravity pulling on that. There's also pressure. Okay. Right, we can't walk in here anymore. Can we still look? Now we can see some stars. Alright, well, this has got to be something, right? What if I pull the lever now? Ah, here we go. So, in the original game, there was a stopper somewhere that we had to prevent. Here we go. What if we turn this? See that thing on top? Right there? Like a hook. What if we hook it in? And instead of pushing it down, well, not that far. No, right here. Up a little bit. Alright, now we can hook it in. I thought we could hook it in. What's stopping it? Is something on the track? Preventing the wheels from moving? No, because it made it that far before. Anything in the back? What's stopping it from moving forward? There'd have to be something up there, right? Because it can move now. Why am I doing this with a controller? How high can you go? Pretty high. So let's go down. Can't mash it into the ground. Which is what we did in the first game, the original game. Alright, there's that. Now go down just a little bit. Not that far. No. That's too far down. Stop. No. Break. It's still too high. So I wonder if there are specific positions it can be in. It's like maybe we just didn't get it exactly the right height. Stop. Stop. Don't go down that far. It's too far. Oh, no, that's exactly right. Alright, time to lift. Nope, keep lifting. Yeah! There we go. There we go. We destroyed the world, guys. Yay! Cannot move. That is really bendy. The metal just couldn't take the weight. And there that goes. I do kind of wish they had animated that sword falling a little better. What up, Atris? I saved the world, can you see?
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine?
Just saving
Where's
the
the
people.
book?
Right here.
Understand.
Atris! The villagers are safely in the rebel age. I thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
As do I. You've accomplished more than I could have hoped for. You've given me back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us.
Yeah, you have no more dad, no more sons, but at least you have each other. Oh, jeez. This is really suffering from not having the FMVs. Maybe
This
it's
is
better
where
with
our
better
paths
graphics.
must part. Perhaps we'll meet again someday.
Eh? Myst 3 alt
You know
timeline?
where to find me. Goodbye, my friend.
Goodbye. And we hop in. And we fall into the Starfisher. And spoilers, we land in New Mexico. Oh my goodness. It was an absolute blast to revisit this game again. Look at this.
Now I understand. Endings and beginnings are within the fissure. That riven cleft of stars that acts as both a wall and a bridge. And though I'm unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my Myst book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend. The age of Riven has come to a close, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
Guys, the ending gets me every time. You notice those stars were like wiggling around. But it isn't space, it's something else. Alright, guys. That was Riven. Then this is probably... There's Rand Miller right there at the top. So it's probably all the original developers. Plus the... I believe this was a fan project that Cyan first gave their approval of, and then they like teamed up with and became one group. That was really cool. That was Riven, one of the best story puzzle games of all time. Some of the, like, when I started playing, I thought it was just going to be a trip down memory lane. I didn't realize the puzzles were all different. That was a delightful surprise. And you know, I think maybe, fingers crossed, this is the age of reboots and remakes. Maybe they'll go on to make some more Myst games to cover some of the lore that the later games did. But in this updated thing. Like, they don't have to remake Uru. Like, they could have the same worlds and the same story, but then have all new puzzles and new characters. You know, and then Myst 5, they could also tell the same story, but with new stuff. Or they could just remake Myst 5, because it was pretty good. It was no Riven, but it was good. Original 1997 cast. Oh man. So if you haven't played the original Riven, and you've just seen the remake or played the remake, it is well worth playing. On Steam, not on CD, because if you get on CD, you'll be switching discs every time you go to a new island, which if you want to explore and figure out what to do, that can be tedious. But yeah, it's on Steam, and it is still good, and it's different enough to still be worth playing after seeing this. And the other Myst games too. Like every Myst game, in my opinion, every Myst game is worth playing. Riven is the best, hands down. Original Myst is really good. Myst 3 has the best actor. It also has good puzzles. Myst 4 is the least liked, but I think it's great. It's really good. If you like the Myst series, Myst 4 is worth playing. And then Uru is good for the lore and the cool world building. Not that fun to play. And then Myst 5 is cool for the lore and the world building and the puzzles. Yeah, there's nothing bad about Myst 5. It's just most people like forget that it exists. And yeah, another thing I really loved about this game is that we could explore the places that I really wanted to as a kid, like the village and the Moiety Tree and Gen's World, even if it was just to look around and see a little bit. That was so cool. But yeah, where do you think Cyan Worlds are going to go after this? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if I missed anything, and if you have thoughts on the lore, the characters, anything, let me know. I'm super eager. I mean, I don't know that much about the lore. I played the games, and I paid enough attention to beat the games, but I haven't dug really deep into it. But so if there's super interesting stuff that you want to tell me, go crazy. I'm all ears. As usual, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Myst likes and other awesome games. And if you think what I do is valuable and you would like to get these videos early, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!